You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between finding... Actually, Islamic rhetoric is very shallow in Egypt. I mean, Khomeini rhetoric was much more radical and was much more decisive and was much more sophisticated.
The word Islam now is becoming so stereotypical
that's
of
also,
a certain kind of belief and certain kind
Which is
of
crazy
image.
also,
You would find, like in a lot of areas in Egypt, people actually reject the Islamic movements because this interferes with their personal freedom, and they are also Muslim, and they might be, in a lot of cases, very religious.
I wrote a letter to Ahmadinejad in December of this year because two of my friends, filmmakers, were sentenced, I told you, Jafar Panahi and Rasulov were sentenced to prison for an idea of a film.
So, the idea, not the actual
Not the actual film, for the idea of a film. So now this is the thing. Now this is the thing. It shows you the extreme. My argument now is what I question all the time, because the majority of Iranians today were not born at the time of the revolution. 70% of the country wasn't born when the revolution took place. So what I say today is, why did we have a revolution? Did we have a revolution for filmmakers to go to prison? It's a question. That's what I said in the letter. Did we have a revolution for people to be shot during a demonstration?
Rafi, why aren't you in jail after this letter?
Because I'm sitting here with you guys.
You didn't go.
No. I mean...
Don't go.
The thing is, no, I'll go back to my country. No, of course I'll go back. Right now I feel more useful outside.
I mean, what is the reaction inside Iran towards what is happening?
Well, when it happened in Egypt, it was fascinating because, of course, Ahmadinejad and his government immediately said, look, they're doing what we did in '79. Now, the authorities all said, they're following the Iranian example. It was what they were saying inside. So the Green Movement said, okay, they're following our example, so we want permission to demonstrate. And,
so both parties were happy about it.
So this is the thing. I was in Berlin at the time, and they all wanted to demonstrate on Valentine's Day, the 14th of February. So it was just after you had your revolution. And they didn't let people demonstrate. And then people were shot. And after that, the Green Movement leaders were all taken away. And we don't know where they are today. I mean, it's also why we can't compare is because you have the internet. You know what's going on in the world.
By the way, one of the things that made our revolution happen, I think, is that the day they cut off the mobile phones, the internet. Because this is when more people went down to the street. On Friday the 28th, the Friday of anger.
Right. Today you even have, when we have demonstrations in Tehran, if you hold up a mobile, you get arrested immediately, right? Immediately, because you have police in civilian clothes, they come and take you, right? But now, in the Western media, if we don't have a guy shooting with his mobile, we don't exist. There's also that side of things. It didn't happen. So you need somebody with a mobile who's prepared to risk his life more in order to get that image on air so that the country can exist in the media. That's also part of the modern way of fighting, and that's very, We're having a real deep moment here in a beautiful place.
They used to have all these arguments because she insisted on going to the protests in Tahrir, and he didn't want her to go because she was pregnant, he was scared. And they used to have all these arguments and ended up both at home.
You didn't want him to go on his own?
No, I wanted him to go, please.
You wanted him to go?
But he was scared.
But he wanted to be there with you?
He was scared. Every time he went, I followed. So.
He didn't trust you.
Every time. After 10 minutes.
You're lucky people. I feel all the best for you because it's very exciting.
It's very lucky.
Very exciting.
It's very lucky, yes.
That's why you have to take care of it like a baby. A revolution is like a baby, Has to learn how to walk.
Slowly.
Slowly.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
شكرا.
Thank you.
Thank you.
عايزين نشوفك في أوقات أخرى بقى.
أنا متواجد جدا. سياسة. Thank you. Thank you.
It's good to meet you. Thank you.
Here we go. And congratulations.
كده.
enjoy your conversation.
A pleasure, a pleasure. Nice to hear your wife talk. You know, there we go. Women freedom, you know, it's good. No, it's lovely to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Lovely. So now you're finding out our destination?
هو في مظاهرات قريبة؟
ماسبيرو أعتقد.
ماسبيرو.
مسيحيين وبتاع؟
أخباط.
There are riots.
Shall we go?
Do you want to?
Who's writing? No, seriously, who's writing?
Copts.
Are the police?
No, Copts.
Copts.
Coptic.
What's the Coptic?
It's Orthodox Christianity in Egypt.
Okay. I don't. I'm very unfamiliar. They're demonstrating. I mean, I'm open to anything.
You can watch it on television.
Watch it. It's not the same. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Shukran. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Your films are very successful, aren't they?
The first was very successful.
Right.
The second was not as successful. I think it was a big shocker.
Right.
Because it was very violent.
هيقدر يقتله ولا يقدر يسيء. تفتكر يعمل ايه يا سيد ابراهيم؟
People were like, I mean, all the newspapers in the audience and like, this is very exaggerated, there's too much blood, it was, you know. Then after Revolution, people started calling me and started telling me there was something so real about that film because I have one of your characters right in front of my house. And now, actually, what we're facing now is the war against thugs. The real fear was on the night of the 28th, when the police left the streets and the thugs came out and they were all around the streets, and what we had to do is we had to protect our streets. I don't know how to use a gun, and the thing is, I have a gun on me and I was so panicking. I realized that if I used the gun, I was worried about two things. Maybe I shoot my neighbor instead of shooting the right guy.
Right.
And the second thing is, if someone comes to me and I kill him, I hated the idea of killing someone.
Yeah.
So I just went back upstairs and I slept for the first night.
Right.
But then when you go up, you feel scared because you're alone.
Right.
So you have to go down again because you feel safe among your neighbors that you don't know. We're gonna wrap soon. There's a curfew starting 11. Yeah. So we're going to go to the last location.
We can't go on the boat?
I don't know where we're going now, but they announced a curfew
At 11?
at 11.
Wow.
Yep. Wow, this is violence.
Violence, huh? Clashes.
Yeah.
Between the Christians and...
I don't have the details, but it's
You're looking at it on Twitter? So this is also 25.
Huh?
It says 25.
Yeah, I mean 25.
Everywhere is 25.
Ah, they scored a goal. Let's go down.
Let's go down.
That's the team I
They
cheer.
scored a goal? Yeah, but you don't know who scored the goal.
No, I mean, this is the thing. There's a curfew, they're killing each other, but there's a game.
I know. Football doesn't stop anybody.
Hello. ازيك؟ عامل ايه؟ اخبارك ايه؟ كله تمام؟ رافي؟
السلام عليكم.
ازيك يا محمد؟ Muhammad is the guy from White Knights.
White Knights. And tell me, why are you wearing the?
Because I wanna deny
You don't want to be seen, huh?
Yes, I wanna deny myself.
Have you been to jail?
Again?
Yeah,
Many times?
2 times.
2 times.
Another guys were in jail many times.
Many times.
From the White Knights.
And you were fighting from the beginning, huh?
Yeah.
From the very beginning. Yeah.
When they went to the revolution on Jan 25, they didn't know it was a revolution.
Right.
But they had this anger against the regime and against the police.
Right.
وما تخضناش من قناه المسيره للدموع ولا من الطلق اللي اتضرب علينا كتير في ماتشات وفي رحلات للجروب بره القاهره. Okay.
They didn't mind the tear gas or the the bullets, the rubber bullets, because they're used to it. Because each time they go to the stadium, they're hit with tear gas, they're hit with the rubber bullets, so they're very used to it.
Right. So that's why you stand in the front line.
Yeah.
And you throw.
We used to.
Yeah.
What they did is that they announced before Jan 25 that the ultras are not going to participate.
Right.
Why is that? Because they have the history with the police at the same time. And this started when there was a game at Zamalek that they're going to make a stand for Palestine.
Right.
And then
2009
in 2009.
عارفوا ان احنا هنعمل
How old was he in 2009?
كان عندك كم سنة؟
20.
20.
20, okay.
في الدخله دي يعني كانت الدخله مرسوم فيها علم الكلام ده وصل للقيادات الامنيه.
The police they knew about it, the security, so they started taking them to jail.
وساعتها عرفوا بقى بدأوا يعرفوا ان احنا كيان منظم وممكن يبقى لينا افكار ممكن يبقى لينا حاجه ما تعجبهمش.
They started realizing the security that these guys, the ultras, are becoming an organized team and they are getting more and more organized, and this organization can turn from just soccer fans into something political.
But has it always been like this? Since he was a member, was it already political?
أول ما ابتدت كانت سياسية ولا اتطورت؟
لا هو أنا برضه مش شايف إنها هي مبدئيا مش سياسية وأنا مش شايف إن إحنا مساندتنا لفلسطين سياسية بس ده موضوع إلى حد ما قومي شوية إحنا حاسين بالقومية العربية مفيش حد ساندهم في العرب فكنا إحنا لازم نساند.
He says that it's not political, but Palestine has nothing to do with politics. Palestine for him is like these are the fellow Arabs that needs to be supported.
لو ما
You
حدش
don't call that politics.
قومية مش قومية.
What does he call that?
Arab
Brotherhood?
Brotherhood, yes.
Brotherhood.
What would you like the future to be?
I wanna spend my life in Egypt in freedom.
ميرسي جدا شكرا.
Shukran.
العفو.
Shukran. Tell me something. Are you going to go and vote?
For sure.
Do you think that's politics? Voting?
It is a personal activity.
Okay, a personal activity. Okay, thanks.
Thanks
a million.
You're welcome.
Keep up the personal activity.
Always I'm free.
Take care.
يا محمد.
It was interesting what he was saying, though, huh? Because I don't understand it. Why do you think he rejects being political? Is he so disappointed in politicians that he doesn't want to have anything to do with it, or why would he say everything he's doing is political?
I'll tell you something. When we were talking to Beho, when did you start going to politics? What was the reason?
Oh, she was much more.
Yeah, but when she started,
defined.
what was the reason?
For the minimum wage and.
No, minimum wage was the end. But when she started in 2002 was because of Palestine. Palestine is something very big, and the injustice that is happening there is really making the young people very, very, very angry.
But it's so complex. I mean, that's also, it's, you know, it's, I don't know how to sort out Palestine.